afternoon, everybody. My name is Pons. I work at BIOPARC Valencia. I'm the Deputy Director of BIOPARC Valencia. I also work in Rainforest. Rainforest is the company that owns BIOPARC Valencia, BIOPARC Pons, and an aquarium in BIOPARC Fuengirola, and an aquarium in Pons. Okay? So I work in the park. Okay? And what we're going to talk a little bit today is that we're going to go a little bit more, or we're going to go back to the diagram that our president, Jose, was showing yesterday. I'm sure that everybody listened to this yesterday, very focused. Who did it? Who was there yesterday? Okay. So, Jose, who is the founder and the president, insisted very much on this concept, and that we communicate, or we have like two parts: communicate, we transmit through science and reason. But we also communicate and transmit art and information. Okay? And I've seen two speakers before me, just before me, that you were talking about emotions, and Steve, you were talking about emotions. You were showing a slide, very nice slide, that you were showing a typical information panel in a zoo that shows the taxa, and this is a whatever animal, and then the picture. And I'm not a biologist, I don't even come from the natural world, I'm an engineer by education, so I always experience what you say, that sometimes we go too much on this side, and somehow we forget, or we don't look that much at that side, okay? And our philosophy goes completely the other way, okay? We really want to go to the beauty and to emotions. And this is not only the philosophy of our president, okay? It's also something that is very much directed or related to modern communication techniques. Okay? In communication techniques, there's always direct messages, which is what you say. You can do a press release, you can do an interview, etc. But there is also the experience or the feeling-based message, which is based on what we do and how we do it. And this is a little bit how people perceive you. And it's more emotional, it's less reasonable, okay? Or less based on reasons. And then, of course, there is the indirect messages, which is what they say about it. And this one, you cannot control. And our opinion, our experience, is that you can influence more on the indirect messages by working on this one than on working on that one. And if you are in Spain with the current political situation and you listen to the politicians and then you see how they act, you should not think that this one works much more than that one. Okay? So what we're going to try to do is very briefly show you a little bit how is our park, which you will be able to visit in 45 minutes. Okay, and well, tell you how we work this, okay? So that is one of our slogans, and I think it's very, very interesting, which is a bad translation or something that in Spanish is ocio con causa, which is leisure with a cause. Because at the end, we are a leisure, we are an entertainment park, we are a theme park. You also mentioned theme parks before. And there is a little bit of entertainment in what we do. And in all zoos, I mean, when somebody goes to a zoo, normally goes because it has a free afternoon, it's Sunday or something, it's for entertainment. But we have a cause. A cause is like a goal, an objective, which is natural conservation. Okay? And we want to change people's heart through nature's beauty. This is what yesterday Jose was referring as an aesthetic expert. When in a particular moment, he was telling this story about the gorillas wherever it was in Africa. Okay. In a particular moment, you really have something that feels you dramatic. Okay. I'm sure everybody has had that in some moments in their life. Me personally, I had one or two of those in the park before I was working in the park. I mean, I remember the first time I saw the hippos on there. We have a cave, which is called the Kitu Cave, and there is an underwater view of the hippos, and there was the hippo. You've seen the hippo under the water, it's like dancing, he goes like dancing, and he had a calf, a little hippo on donkey's head, on his back, and the little hippo was showing his face on top of the water, and he was like dancing. It was absolutely beautiful. And what we're trying to do is reach that kind of experience, that thrill for our visitors, because we believe that can reinforce love for nature and respect for the animal. Okay? So we do this during the visit, and we do this outside, what we call the open access areas. Okay? It's part of our global strategy. And what is very important for me is that you understand is that this is not something that is done by one department, the education department, or something. This is a basic philosophy in the company. The whole company thinks this way, from the keepers to everybody. I mean, nobody will do anything that moves outside of maintaining the unity of the park, okay? All the pictures are real pictures from the park, from the visitor area. I mean, obviously, you don't see the gorilla doing this every day, but we have actually a team working very much, actually the team is working very much on the audiovisual part. So the visit has to become an unforgettable experience. You have to get into the park and believe that you're doing something in nature. In the middle of Valencia, you're doing something in nature. Obviously, what we do is very heavy soul immersion combined with very heavy theming or thematization. Okay? For example, here, this is a view of the wet savanna where you can see the lion on top of the rock, you can see the giraffe, you can see it from here. This is a very typical view, something that is iconic from our park. It's the first thing you see. Okay, and this is being designed to the smallest, whatever it's that called. Okay, everything is being painted, everything's being thought, so the lions will be comfortable there. The lions normally go there first time in the morning because the sun is shining and that particular part, and they move out, etc. You need to walk around the park and suddenly run out of other animals. This, for example, is in the Madagascar Island. Madagascar Island is, what I would say, it's a lemur enclosure, pretty big, plenty of lemurs that are normally hidden in the trees. So we have monitors there, so you're walking and you don't see anything, and suddenly you show it. Here there are some of them, and then everybody gets excited because they see them. Some other moments, well, the lemurs are very happy and they move all around, etc. Or you are just turning around and you run into a specific beautiful endangered habitat like this one. This pretends to be a riverside forest where you have multiple species. Actually, in this place, in this enclosure, we have 5 species. Here you can see 3. You can see the hippos, you can see the citatungas, the pelicans, but there are also the grills and talapoides hidden there. Okay? So all the park is built in the way that you suddenly go into a different piece of nature. And obviously, if you're in nature, you may not run instantly in this scene completely, but we try to simulate or give you the same experience as if you were walking in the jungle, and then suddenly you see one animal and the other and the other and the other. Okay? Or one thing that we use a lot, which is arriving to major landscapes. It means by combining enclosures, you're able to see multiple animals, multiple enclosures at the same time. In this picture, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 species. How many do you see? So there is the buffaloes, 1. There is the bush pigs, 2. Yes, there is a gorilla, 3. There are 2 more. Where are there? Here, chimpas, yes, 4. And there is a 5th. Mangabey. Okay? So the park is plenty of these ideas where you see different enclosures at the same time. With all the, of course, I mean, this is one day that Hielo, who is the guy up there, was there and got all of them together in the picture, okay? Because it doesn't happen every day. I mean, normally the gorillas go more on the other side of this trunk and they go on the other side. So you don't always get these things, okay? But that's the idea that we're behind, okay? That suddenly you're right. I mean, this landscape is supposed to be a big trunk that is up there, that has fallen, has opened an opening in the jungle, and suddenly there's this piece of jungle where all the animals go to drink. Okay? So that's the idea. And one of the challenges we have, and that's a challenge that we need to address the next 2 years, is how we convince, how we explain the visitors to stop here, at this particular point, and wait. Or here. Stop and wait. Because one of the things that I'm sure you see it also in your parks, I mean, the visitors come and they go, elephant, giraffe, whatever, and they go, and then suddenly, 45 minutes they've done the whole visit. I said, I mean, it's impossible, they haven't seen anything. So one of the things that, when we have this kind of park, one of the things that we are working now, this project that we have the next few years, is go there and stop, and look for this, or look for that. Wait 5 minutes, or come back later, or look for another one. I hope you are lucky this afternoon and you get some of this. I mean, I can tell you that this view from here is easier. That one, the gorilla there, is, I have tried, or maybe you will not get it. Okay? So that's the whole idea of what we're trying to do. When we talk about art, when Jose was talking about art and emotional engagement, that's the concept. The concept is you need to go and love and have a feeling experience, okay, that will take you there. And it's not only about the design of the park, and it's not only about where we put the animals and the rocks and the trees, is that there's another thing that is very typical, very in our company, which is the obsession with perfect, okay? There is an incredible effort in money, because at the end it's money, it's people, in cleaning every day all the enclosures, in breaking the sand, in planting the grass, replanting the grass twice per year, in taking care of all the trees, in siphoning all our rivers and lakes, constantly, all the time, in cleaning all the, there's not a paper outside. It's really part of the whole experience. You go to a place which is extremely beautiful, extremely nice, where you see animals behaving normally, in an incredible environment. That's the idea of, that's when you want to engage them. That's when you want to have them really feel about this is beautiful, I need to do. Okay? So that's the design, or that's the philosophy that we're trying to communicate. That is, if you don't go that extra step, you may end up, yes, showing a biological connection, but not being able to transmit the beauty of where we live. And then, of course, this is something I will not get too much into. This is we do a lot of personalized visits, guide visits, exhibition. You will see the exhibition today, etc. There's another project, another challenge that we have for this year is how to get a personalized visit for everybody. Because I don't know if that's the case for you, but it's when I have people that come to the park and I show them the park, or somebody that works with me show them the park. Even if they come before several times, they always say the same thing. It's great when you visit somebody who knows it and who loves it. Okay? It's really different. And that is something because people love to be told details, the names of the animals, and actually things that are happening for them. Right now we have a problem because this animal is sick, or this one is pregnant, or whatever. They love all that kind of trivia or gossip or whatever you want to call it. They really enjoy that. And then you tell them the problem with the animals, so this animal came from that zoo, and we end up in the process, blah, blah, they love that. And we do that with our guide visitors, right? The guide visitors is only 5%, 3%, 2% of our visitors. And the question is, how do we get all our visitors to get that experience? Well, this is a summary of the visit. I mean, only what you experience and thrills can change your body. And there is another reason to do this, is that we believe, we have the perception that people is somehow developing a tough skin for bad messages. We all do these short videos, the world is ending, the climate is ending, the coral reef is disappearing, we're all going to die, the plastics are going to be out, I mean, it's catastrophe, and one and another and another. And I have the perception, and that's my personal opinion, but I don't know if you agree or not, is that people little by little is just like, stop it, I mean, there's nothing more that I can do, I'm recycling, I have an electric car, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, and everything is worse and worse. So stop telling me bullshit, and they appreciate something positive, something about love, about art, about human soul, whatever you want to call it. So we work very much that side. And then, small pieces we tell them, by the way, this is bad. Okay, and then very fast, then we have the other area we call the open access. We have a good opportunity, is that the entrance to the park is a big square that is free access, that is ours, but it's completely free, and we use it very much to show our commitment. And we focus on commitment in two things. Obviously our cost. I don't have to explain what we commit to our cost because it's neighbors. We work very much this side. Because at the end, you have visitors, you have tourists, there's a lot of tourists that come to Valencia, they come to visit you, they go to TripAdvisor, how nice is BIOPARC, and they leave. But your real indirect message, your real partners are the citizens of Valencia. They are our ambassadors. We use their city. We give them a good name to the city, and we want them to be proud of us. So we do a lot of actions, civil actions, or citizen actions, like races with your pet, or parades to adopt abandoned dogs, or for example, we do this every Christmas. Yes, this is Christmas in Valencia. We do that in Christmas, and it's a big event. We use the whole square. I mean, actually the picture doesn't really show how big. Here is there's a tradition in Spain which is called the wise king. I don't know if you know it. Yeah, it's the equivalent to Santa Claus. So the wise kings are here, and the kids come, and they do small workshops, and you train them about recycling, you tell them about different things. It's a big event, very important. We do our sales promos when we are reducing the price for whatever reason. We always ask a donation for something related with our cause. In this particular case, for a project we're doing with the Jane Goodall Institute. But we all these things, all the time, we are doing entertainment with our cause. And we are doing a lot of things for the city, because the city is what keeps us alive. If your city doesn't like the sus, then you are dead. And we have to be part of the city. Okay? And finally, we broadcast. We do everything we do, we record, and we distribute. This, my speech today, they're recording there, and I guess we will put it on YouTube somewhere. Everything we do, we tell them. The good things and the bad things. If we have a newborn, good things. If an animal dies, it dies. We also tell them. We tell everything that happens, because if you want to reach the experience part, the emotional part of the public, you need to be trustworthy. And you can only be trustworthy when you tell the truth. But that is, for us, is very, very important. It's a very important thing. I think one thing that is very relevant. We have 67,000 subscribers in our YouTube channel. I mean, for a zoo, 67,000 subscribers. We upload 3 videos per week. No, 3 videos per week. All the time. Because at the end, this is about contemplation. This is what Jose was saying. And people like to contemplate animals. They like to see what they do. They like to enjoy them. They like to see them in the ecosystem. So we are what I think is very successful in YouTube, because we provide quality content all the time from our okay. And that's it. I'm going to finalize in the same sentence that we ended yesterday, which is one of our main mottos. They are on the same line. That is, we can win the battle to save our species and its habitats without also creation and emotional link between ourselves and nature. Because we can't fight for which we don't love.